Hi everyone, welcome to a new video. Now I've bought myself a new film camera, but unlike an awful lot of people on YouTube, I haven't bought the Pentax 17. The main reason being I don't have £400-500 to drop on a half frame camera, new as it may be. So I've bought something else that I thought looked interesting and I came across secondhand, although it is a relatively recent camera. I believe it was released about a year ago, 2023, and I came across one half price, fully boxed, apparently got all of the accessories with it as well, on London Camera Exchange for £40, which is about a tenth the price of the Pentax, and much more in my price range. Now, I'm not expecting the kind of functionality that the Pentax has, but I thought it'd be a bit fun to unbox it with you and then go out and shoot some stuff with it. And I'll talk more about what I'm going to shoot film-wise and subject-wise in a little while. But first of all, let's have a look what I've bought. So I have taken it out of the packaging, but I have not yet opened the box and looked inside. So here is what we have. It is the Lomo Apparat 35mm film camera. Now, the interesting thing about this one, and the reason why I wanted to pick it up, is it's a 35mm film camera, full frame, not half frame, but it has a 21mm wide angle lens on it. And as you know, I shoot a lot of gigs and events, and I've got coming up this weekend an exhibition opening at a local art gallery, and you'll probably have seen, if you follow me, shots from there before. It's called the Trinity Collective, and I thought it would be fun to take this along because it's a bit Lomo, it's a bit grungy, it's got a 21mm wide angle lens, which will be perfect for shooting inside the shop and getting lots of people in there, and it's got some daft colour filters and things on it. So let's have a look what my £40 has bought us. Now, the box is reassuringly heavy, but I suspect that most of that weight is not from the camera, but one of the things that, if this is the complete kit, should be in there. So let's undo it. So off comes the paper slide, and I don't have a top view camera, so you'll have to excuse my slightly ad hoc way. You're seeing this before I am. Okay, so it looks like it has the book in there. Now, I've seen this when I was looking around at the camera. It comes with a huge book, not of how you use the camera, but of examples of shots taken with the camera, with the various weird options that you can do with it. So I actually quite like that. I like photography books, and I quite like the idea of having a book of examples in there. It's quite a neat little thing. So I'm glad that's in there. I have to say, overall impression of the condition, it looks great. It really does. It doesn't look like it's had a great deal of use at all. Right, with the book taken out, a little bit of packing card there. What we've got here is, as I say, you don't get an instruction manual with it. What you can do is, however, download an instruction manual or go and look at one online. That's what that little card and QR code is there for. I also have a warranty that is only valid in Japan and is written entirely in Japanese. So I've got no idea if that's where this camera originated from or not, but there we go. Right, first actual bit, little fabric wallet, and it is actually fabric. It's not some kind of weird plasticky material. And this is to hold your accessories. Now, it's got a number of little pockets in there, 3 to be exact. There is only one of the accessories in there. I hope the rest are in the remainder of the box. Right, let's have a look. Yep, and this is the weird little multi-image one. Let's hold that up too. Yeah, there we go. Look, you can see what that does already. There we go. So it's in some tissue paper. Let's give that a wrap back up. That's definitely plastic, but I'm not expecting a great deal of glass at all in here. Right, with that out, we now have to remove some more packaging. It is very well packaged, I have to say, and we can now see the camera and nothing else. So I'm really hoping there's some more stuff underneath here, but let's pull the camera out and have a look. So there we go, there it is. That is the Apparat 35mm 21mm lens camera. Now it is very basic, it's plastic construction, but it actually feels like reasonable plastic. Battery goes in the bottom there. It is I believe a single AA. It's got a slider on the top there, if you can see. Might not come across too well. Off, and then you'll go and get in focus. Off, and then N for just 1/100th of a second, I think it is, and B for bulb. Now this is a fixed shutter speed, 1/100th of a second, and a fixed aperture camera at f10, and the flash is always on it for that reason. And I've slid it over to N, and a light's come on the front, so it appears as though it has a charge. Now it's not doing anything, but I think, let me just pop the back open. Yeah, the wind on lever. Okay, so the film pulling across will drag the advance across, I hope. And bing, it fires. Now you may have noticed that that was a red flash, and that's because one of the things you can do with this is it has this little slider here which gives you either no gel, a neutral density gel for reducing flash intensity, and in this case a green and a red gel. Now you can, apparently, I don't want to be too rough, yep, there we go, you can change the gels. I don't know if there are any other gels in here. I will have a look at that in a moment, but the camera appears all good. You can also do multi-exposures. It has a multiple exposure switch on the back as well. So yeah, all appears good with the camera itself, which is excellent. Right, let's just pop that down for the moment. And as I say, I'm hoping that underneath here is some more stuff. So that comes out. That is the box empty now, so we'll just pop the box down and let's open this up. Right, that just holds the bit, just holds the camera, but there is another box that rattles. So let's see what we've got in here. Well, we've got some more tissue paper, and the first thing I can see is the metal rope chain. It's quite nice, actually. It really is. And yes, we have some more bits and pieces. So first up, we have the close-up lens. And that's close-up lens. There we go. Look at the optical quality of that. I'll show you how those fit on the camera in a minute after I work it out myself. What else have we got here? We've got a lens cap for the camera. Aha. I'll come back to that in a moment. We have the splitzer, which allows you to split the frame, marking some of it off, and you can do it in, I can work out how this works. Yeah, you can do it in halves, or you can do it in quarters by utilising this, which I think you'd have to use the multiple exposure bit for myself, but it means it's got all of the accessories. And sorry, I was talking to my feet there. The last bit I was looking for and hoping for was, yep, we do have some additional gels in here. So we've got blue, yellow and a kind of cyan pinky gel just there in a little paper pouch. Now I pull the little paper pouch for the gels in its own little holder on the back of the camera. Either that or the gels themselves just go in there. I'm just going to try and pop this in here, see if it goes in there. Yep, it does. Look at that. I've popped the gels in there. I don't know whether you can see that. But in terms of how you attach the various lens attachments, the tiny little lens hood here that I'm not sure is going to do a great deal to reduce flare basically acts as just a tool to clip your filters on. So there we go. Now, what film am I going to pop in here? Here it is. I am going to be loading up some Lomo Chrome Metropolis. I'm going to shoot it at 400 ASA, and that's basically what we're going to work with on this, because I think it will be some interesting stuff to stick with this. So there we go. I'm going to go off and shoot this, first of all at the exhibition opening, and then just in general around, and I will come back, almost certainly dressed slightly differently, to talk about the results and what I think of the camera. Thanks very much for watching. For now, I'll be back soon. Okay, so what was the little Lomo Apparat? I keep... Weird word, but there we go. What was the Lomo Apparat like to actually use, and what were the end results like? Well, it's a lomography camera, so we have to set expectations accordingly. But overall, I quite enjoyed using it. It's a nice little tool to use. One thing I did find is, with it being a 21mm lens on there, you really do need to be careful about getting your finger in the way. The lens hood that it has does help to a degree, but it is possible to get your finger too close and this will start appearing, so you do need to be quite careful with regard to that. The flash is to a large degree essential indoors, and it does not have a great range to it at all, so you do need to be careful with regard to that. And outside, with it being quite a slow lens as well, you've got to take that into account as well, so you really do need some bright light. So it's got its limitations, but I knew that going into it, and it was very cheap. Overall though, I actually really like it, and I enjoyed using it at the exhibition I took it along to and shot with. Got some quite good fun results out of it. You can, as you'll see in at least one of these shots, use it quite well as a selfie camera, because the 21mm just does allow you to just hold it out in front of you, hit the button and bang, away you go, and you're actually a reasonable range for the flash in that regard. So the Apparat, would I recommend you get one? If you are after a quite unusual 35mm film camera and you are aware of its limitations, which, as I say, are predominantly around the quality of the lens, the fact that it is a very wide lens, but that's kind of a bonus as well. That bit I really liked. you've got a lot going for it, and the package that I went through that you get with one of these, I actually think you get a lot of good fun stuff in there, and it certainly is one that I will be using again, because I'm interested to see how it performs, certainly with black and white film in there. I think it might quite suit some fairly high contrasty black and white film, and also to see how it'll handle some more run-of-the-mill colour film stock, because the Metropolis is quite a low saturation film stock, and that's deliberate. Again, I kind of expected that going into it, but yeah, overall I quite enjoyed this little thing. It will go on the shelf with my other Lomo cameras to get dragged out as and when I feel like a bit of lo-fi fun. And yeah, a couple of the shots I actually really quite liked I got from this. So overall, thumbs up from me on this one. If you have enjoyed this video, please do hit the like button, and if you want to see more content of this type, please do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to be notified when new content gets uploaded. Thanks very much for watching. Take care. Bye.